Were big corporations and wealthy investors unconstitutionally taxed to the tune of billions of dollars, and will the taxing powers of Congress be changed? Those are the questions the Supreme Court has just agreed to answer in its new term, but that's not the only case that they're probably going to hear. The justices have also agreed to hear a very controversial gun case, which I told you about in the video that's posted right before this one. So let me explain this tax case, and even if you're not a wealthy investor or a corporation, you need to pay attention to this, and I'll tell you why in a second. So this all comes down to what is considered taxable income. In Moore versus the United States, Charlie and Kathleen Moore are suing the U.S. government over almost $15,000 that they were taxed. The tax stems from the 2017 Trump-era Republican tax law that says people who own at least 10% of foreign corporations, even if the company's earnings have not been given to U.S. shareholders or realized, are subject to tax. The tax also applies to 30 years of profits that U.S.-based companies held overseas that haven't been repatriated. So the Moores say they hadn't realized any actual income from their investment in this India-based company, so the tax is bogus. They sued, saying based on the 16th Amendment, Congress took its taxing power too far by considering unrealized money as taxable income. The couple also argues that these same 16th Amendment questions would come up again if the president and Congress are successful in their attempts to create new taxes for the super wealthy. So the 16th Amendment says the Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes on incomes from whatever source derived without apportionment among the several states and without regard to any census or enumeration. Basically, the Constitution says, have at it, Congress. You get all the power to create and levy whatever taxes you want on anyone in any state that you want. In the past, the Supreme Court has rarely gotten involved in setting any kind of boundary or rule for what counts as income and what Congress considers taxable. Now, if you're not a corporation or a wealthy investor who would be subject to this tax, why should you care? Because since 2017, the U.S. government has collected hundreds of billions of dollars from this tax. So if the Supreme Court rules in favor of the Moores and says Congress went too far in creating and implementing this tax, all those wealthy investors and corporations may seek refunds and get their money back. That means money the government has already spent or has been counting on to pay for programs for you and me could go poof. The Supreme Court's next term begins in October.